Hey everyone, my name's Lancelot Archer, welcome back to Destiny. It's Friday, which means Xur has arrived back in the tower for us today. So he is downstairs in the tower hangar, next to the mini bar, nightclub thing, where the big stereo is. Right, let's go see what he has on sale for us today. And my VOG cloak has just lagged out on me. Oh well. Right, let's see what he has for us this week. Alright, so we have the Legacy Engram, which is for the leg armor. Rocking in at 29 strange coins again. Next we have the Immolation Fist for the Titan. This is rocking an intellect roll, maxing it at 79. So this is the Titan arms, which works with your Sunbreaker Titan. So it grants explosive fire as its exotic perk. And then obviously it's got increased melee attack speed, increased reload speed with hand cannons. So this is for the Titan. So obviously there is, I think in your third column, the explosive fire burst is the one where essentially, I think if you hit them on impact with a hammer, there's a massive explosion and it leaves like it does damage to opponents around them. I think that's the one, if I remember correctly. Alright, next we have the Capra Sting for the Hunter. This is another discipline strength roll. This is rocking in at a 56 max discipline, 54 max strength. So invisible while crouching. Invisible melee from behind deals 4 times more damage. Melee attacks cause lingering damage. Also has increased melee attack speed and increased reload speed with auto rifles. So both these arms are being sold at 13 strange coins each. So Capra Sting. This is the exotic arms that came to us, I believe, in House of Wolves. It is a exotic arm piece which is essentially not really used at all anymore. It's essentially a useless exotic. No one uses it. I mean, just because right now Hunter's melees are still ridiculously strong. They're still there. You don't really need this to help with to do 4 times more damage, let alone the lingering damage. It's essentially a useless perk. I don't think even when it dropped, anyone really used it. I mean, it was. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen it, it's essentially a massive scarab sitting on your forearm. Essentially, is what it is. So I think that's. And it's not that great, truth be told. I don't even know what the intention of this arm was or at what point you would have used it to be good, but they dropped it and here it is. Okay, so the next one is the Ophidian aspects for the Warlock. This is a strength only roll, maxing out at 87 on the strength. So this perk is improved energy drain and weapons reload and are ready very quickly. Increased melee attack speed, increased grenade throw distance. Now this is a great exotic for the Warlock. However, I do know that this got nerfed recently in the last update or maybe the update before. So it used to be that if you ever saw a Warlock running with this on, you knew that they were going to be essentially switching between your primary and your secondary ridiculously quick. So, or vice versa. So before the whole special ammo economy thing got turned on its head, you'd see a lot of Warlocks, and mainly in trials, sweats, competitive play of that nature, where you'd see them with a sniper out, body the person, and then instantly switch to your hand cannon or whatever their primary weapon was to finish you off. It was essentially the one thing that most Warlocks ran with. I mean, I used it not in the sweats competitive scene, but I have used it and given it a try, and it was like it's a great exotic to have. Like it is essential. I think this was like an exotic design purely for sweats and PvP. If you were a competitive Warlock in that scene. Oh, pardon me, phone's still going off. Alright, weapon of the week is the Zhalo Supercell, the arc only primary we had in the Taken King exotic when it dropped. So this was the one and only that we had that was primary, that did elemental damage, that's what I'm trying to say. So great gun, great AR. I don't see many people using it as much anymore. It's mainly used now for PvE instances when you need an arc burn weapon, but now with the fact that Fatebringer and all that's come back, this has sort of fallen to the wayside as the arc primer you would go to now. So if you've got the Fatebringer, obviously the adept version with the arc burn on it, most people would go to that now, but this is still a good gun to go to if you don't have it. Still a good gun to use in PvP as well. But yeah, let's check out the weapon bundles. Weapon bundles, we have the Zhalo Supercell with not a toy ornament. Now I have to say, with this being on sale along with the actual weapon, and you get the ornament, I think that's a little bit of a bad decision to have this out. It probably is just randomized, but when you've got two of the same things on sale, it makes it like you've lost out on an opportunity to sell another weapon that you could have here. I mean, next obviously we've got the Hawkmoon with the Carrion, 30 strange coins, 25 silver dust. But I think this week's really bad. Like, there's nothing really good. I mean, if we just look, I'll come back to that in a second, but let's go through the rest of it. So we've got the cuirasses, the usual stuff. Don't forget to get your heavy ammo since 3 of coins, glass needles. It was brought to my attention earlier this week that glass needles is a good thing to have if you want to re-roll an exotic to try and get it above into your tier 12 percentile. So if you want anything above a 90%, these are the best things to do on re-rolling exotics. I have a few of these already in my vault, so what I'm going to do is I have the transverse steps, which I really like using, so I'm going to try and re-roll them for something better. Hopefully I'll get a good roll on it. Obviously then afterwards we've got the material exchanges down here, your motes and your exotic shards. But back to this week in terms of exotic gear that Xur has for sale, it is not a good week, if I'm brutally honest. According to DIM, Destiny Item Manager, the Capra Sting, the one exotic no one even uses, is the best roll in terms of stats. It is, according to them, a 93% roll. Immolation Fist is 76%. I don't think I've even seen anything that lower than 80 in a long time, so this is surprising that this is even rolled out. And Ophidian aspects, this is at 85%. So, I mean, as great as this is as an exotic, you will probably want to use glass needles to re-roll this for a better stat roll, just because I mean, out of the 3, I would personally choose the Ophidian aspect, just because it has some actual decent benefit. I mean, Immolation Fist is great, but you can spec your Sunbreaker Titan to roll without this, especially with the roll it's using here. But yeah, this is not a great roll or great week for Xur. I mean, we've had some good weeks, but this is probably the worst I've seen in a while. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing this week, but on top of that, Iron Banner is obviously here this week. Mayhem Clash is the game type, so obviously if you haven't reached 400 or you want something to infuse into your gear that you want to get up to 400, Iron Banner is the best way to do it. I mean, the drop rate for Iron Banner is ridiculous this time around. I've had many legendary items drop for me this time around, or granted I am already 400, but when you get, and the weapons I think to sell are Clever Dragon and, if I remember correctly, the heavy machine gun. Let me just double check on Dim. I'm pretty sure it's heavy machine gun. What's she selling? Yeah, so it's the Silver Dread and the Clever Dragon. For those of you who remember the Clever Dragon was that OP pulse rifle from about 4 Iron Banners back, where it just destroyed anyone who even knew what it was. So those who were lucky enough to get it when it first dropped had advantage over most people because it just destroyed everyone. And then once everybody else got it, it became the thing that everybody else wanted, and then it got nerfed quite heavily. However, though, in terms of your tier 12 gear, Iron Banner has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 100% rolled gear across the board for each character. So it's 1 leg piece and 1 chest piece will be 100% roll. Check them out from Lady Ifrit. She at the Iron Temple. You can check the stats to see from which one is to your liking. But they are, if you're looking for your 100% rolled gear, that's the best place to look for this week. I mean, the rest of the vendors and stuff, there's been a few 100% rolls on some things in the tower this week. I think most of it's a ghost though, so if you're missing out on a ghost that's 100%, pick it up. But in terms of armor, there's nothing armor wise except for Iron Banner that will give you 100% roll. So that is it for this week for Xur. Not the greatest of rolls this week, truth be told, but Iron Banner makes up for it in this aspect. But yeah, don't forget, if you want to re-roll anything exotic wise in terms of abilities and stuff, grab your glass needles. They are your best bets. I will be doing some re-rolling this week, so hopefully I'll get something good out of it. But anyway, that was for this week. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Please also don't forget to sub, like and share this video, and sub to the channel for more Destiny content. Take care and bye.